I work specifically with supply chain and something like that. I'm here to improve my skills and talk a little bit. And I would like to know how to happen this kind of class, and that's it.
It's your first time here on Talk and Talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice to meet you. And what about you, Murilo? Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Murilo. I am 30 years old, and I am a software developer, more front-end developer. I'm here for improving my English, making new friends, making new networks, and I'm here to achieve a job abroad, my dream. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, welcome. And what about you, Bruno? Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So, guys, today I live in Foz do Iguaçu, Paraná. I am 33 years old. I have two daughters, and I'm married. Yeah. Today I work with data analytics and digital strategy marketing with strategy to growth with data. In my past, I study develop any languages too. So, talk to me. That is it.
Nice to meet you, Bruno. Welcome to the Talk and Talk.
Thanks
and
again.
What about you, Robert?
Hello, guys. I'm from Praia Grande, São Paulo. I have 48 years old. I have 4 daughters. I'm married. I work with 3D for games, VR, and Metaverse. I'm here to improve my English because it's very important in my job for new opportunities, new networks. That's it.
Yes, nice to know that you work with Metaverse. You can share a little bit of your experience with us today. So, I am Jean. I am from Paraná too. I am 19 years old and I work as backend developer. I studied software engineering at the university. And in my free time, I like to read. I like to run at the street and play and watch soccer. That's my favorite hobbies in my free time. That's it. So let's start with the questions. So Robert, I would like to start with you as you have experience as working with the Metaverse. So have you ever heard about the Metaverse? What were your first impressions?
A few minutes, I finished my work just modeling for Metaverse. It's crazy for me, man. I think Metaverse is, for me, of course, is full. Of course, it's very important for some things, but I can see this for important things, you know, because you need some tools for this, you know. You need VR glasses, you know. Today is maybe more cheap, but it's not easy for all peoples, you know. But in the future, in the future, the metaverse will change some companies, some workplace, maybe.
Yes.
I'm working today with business metaverse, and it's island, streets, buildings, places, and you can walk in these places. That's it for me. It's boring.
Yes.
That's it, man.
Okay. And what about you, Claudio? What is your first impressions about the metaverse?
To be honest with you, I think it was the first video that I watched. The guy talking with the like this character or a persona that inside the metaverse, but I don't know. I remember that I watched the movie called The Player Number One, the Steven Spielberg, a very interesting movie. I think that have a relationship with the metaverse, but I don't know if it's the future or just a way that the companies will surf in this moment. I don't know.
Yes. In my case, the first impressions that I had when I saw the metaverse for the first time, I thought it was like a game, all right? I don't know that it would be a big world, a big virtual world. When I saw it for the first time, I really think that it was a game. I think probably because the format of the characters, the world, the environment, all right. So that was my first impressions. I really thought that the metaverse was like a game. And what about you, Diego? What was your first impressions about the metaverse?
Oh, I agree with Claudio. Maybe I think that it's just a way for a hype of this moment that companies spend very money with. I think that it's different, and you can post on LinkedIn and maybe something like that. That you have, I don't know, a person. I don't know. I think I'm thinking in metaverse like Nike. I think that spend thousands of millions of dollars in metaverse, and currently I don't see future in things like that. It's so distant of all reality, I think, but it's different. I agree with you. For me, it's just a game, and Robert said that it's boring. For me too, I think that it's just like, I don't know, Nintendo game is, I think the it's different, uh, and you can spend a lot of money with that. And I prefer don't do this kind of thing.
Yes. I think it's hard to think to imagine a adult person using a lot of time the metaverse. I think the teenagers probably will use more. All right. As I said, I think my first impression, the metaverse, it's like a game, but I think it's so hard to imagine an adult to spend a lot of time using the metaverse. I don't know. That's my opinion. And what about you, Murilo?
Yeah, I have been listening about it, and I'm feel surprised with them. And the Metaverse helping a lot of cases, and another cases for me prejudicate in some situations. But I think it help a lot of in future. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of companies, many people, many companies. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And what is your opinion, Bruno? What were your first impressions about the metaverse?
So, my first impression of Metaverse, I think is burning to it's technology very very expensive to today for any for I think for every people because you need to have a great hardware to launch this place and I think it will I think it will I don't know what to say demorar but I think it's a demorar very a long time to popular this technology for everyone, like others in the past. I think it's not scalable today. It's not possible scalable this technology for everyone like internet, like another technology great growth on in the past. I think my first impression like Diego, Robert, Claudia, and Murilo say, and you too, is very expensive today, and it's not accessible for everyone. And the company will ever uh, create new technology to maybe fight to get between. I think this.
For you, the metaverse is in a distant future, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. So let's move on to question 2. So Murilo, have you ever used it or experienced any virtual reality? If yes, did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, I have been experiencing this and sometimes and meet daily a lot of day and Gart I think Gart I don't know and meet in several rooms and
Yeah.
I meeting a lot of people in one room and appear our faces and I really yeah I it and can can be metaverse I think right? Do you know Gart
Yeah,
Gart
I know.
yes.
I know.
Gart is used a lot of companies and
It's like
nowadays
a virtual room, all right?
yeah virtual yeah and
Yeah.
is it metaverse no
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you need to use like
Sim,
VR glasses. No, you can use at the computer, right?
yeah right
So maybe it can. It's possible to. Maybe it's possible to use in a metaverse. A lot of platforms you can use in your mobile phone, your computer, or in a 3D environment. All right.
okay
So okay. And what did you like to say something? No. So what about you, Diego? have you ever used it or experienced any virtual reality? If yes, did you enjoy the
It's
experience?
so distant to me. I just use laptops and something like that. It's so distant to me. I don't like this kind of thing, and I prefer to spend my time with some other things.
Yes. And what about you, Robert?
Yes, for me, it's the places is not important, the 3D environments, but the hardware is very important. I use the Vive glasses, you know. Vive is a very expensive glasses.
Yeah.
VR. It's perfect, but it's very expensive for me.
It's made specifically for the metaverse, I think, right?
Yes, it's perfect. You don't have a frame, of course. I use it for fun. My cell phone, I have a cardboard, you know, cardboard. You put your cell
Yes.
phone.
The Google, right? The Google.
Yes,
The Google Glasses, right?
I have cardboard made in China.
Yes, all right.
It's very fun, but Vive glasses is perfect. Don't have frame. Yeah, the angle is perfect.
I've used
You know,
just the Samsung glasses, but I don't know
Samsung,
if it's
it's
like
cool, but the Vive glass is the number one of the world. You know, it's perfect.
How much
For
is that, Claude? How much is that?
the
The glasses.
how much?
Yeah.
how expensive
I
the
don't
glasses.
remember. In Brazil is 13, I don't remember the numbers, but very special.
I will search. I will search. Go ahead.
But the heart is most important. The places for me is all places are boring. But of course, it's cool, funny. But I agree with Diego. For me, the time is very important. I have 4 daughters. I prefer ride bike with my daughters. That's it.
Yes. And what about you, Claudio?
Okay. I think it's the close opportunity that I had with and something virtual when I had a Kinect to play in Xbox 360. I think it was very interesting because I used to play tennis and bowling. At the time was very fun, but that was the only opportunity that I had with something virtual. Because I can imagine myself with a huge glass in my face and gloves, fake pretend to be someone, or I don't know. I think I prefer to live in the real world.
Yes, I totally agree. And what about you, Bruno? Have you ever used or experienced any virtual reality? And did you enjoy the experience?
So, like Metaverse, enjoy on a experience at a shop in Paraguay. Have a very have good games on this shop, and I remember enjoying one game like the movie. I don't remember now. Have a motorcycle that have circle. I don't remember the name. This movie. It's like a Matrix. I don't remember. is very interesting, but it's not real. I think he needs, like Robert say, need more technology, and I think to create this reality need more investment, and I think it will be more expensive for the people enjoy this experience, like this glass that we Robert said before.
Yes. In my case, I not entered. I never entered at the metaverse, but I have used some virtual glasses. It's from China too. VR box is the name. It's simple. Isn't the 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 Google glasses are right? It's other VR glass, and I enjoy it. I have one, and I put my smartphone inside it, but just to watch some 3D videos on YouTube. I use it. The most of time I don't use. It's uh, I think it's a little boring. I prefer watching my computer, but it's the experience that I had about the virtual reality, about 3D environments, and I never have used the metaverse. But I'd like to see how it was in a VR glass in the future. I think everybody have answered. All right. So let's move on to the question 3.
I think
So
so.
yeah, Diego, what are the advantages of the metaverse in your opinion? Will it provide us with any facility?
For me, yeah, honestly, nothing.
No.
Just maybe for try an experience that you don't have in your real life, maybe. But in general, I think not much things you have uh, good points compared to your real life.
Yes. I agree. Probably all the things that we can do in the metaverse, we probably can do too at the computer, at the smartphone, and it's easier because you don't need a VR glass. All right, it's cheaper. Uh, and in my opinion, uh, if it will provide us any facility, as I said, I don't know. I think all the things that we can do at the metaverse, we'll probably can do at the computer or at the mobile phone, but it can provide us some 3D experience like games that I have said. All right, if you like games, the probably the metaverse and the 3D games, the metaverse will provide us the same experience. That's my opinion. And what about you, Bruno? What do you think?
Sorry, I'm a minute. Well, I think I agree with you. I think have a great opportunity to growth and have new possibilities to create with the metaverse. So, but for me, like I said before, it's 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 a new technology, and I think like a Matrix movie. I don't know what you everybody here see this movie. I love it this movie because say this technology you need to create another universe and you transport it to this universe. You have a great opportunity, but with that's possible is it will be good and for something and bad for another. Like like any technology. I think have a great possibilities and facility to facilitate your day or your day or enfim. I think it's this.
All right. And what about you, Murilo? What are the advantages of the metaverse in your opinion? Murilo, can you listen us? So I don't know if you are listening. Okay. So
Okay, it's delay, a lot of delay in my connection.
okay, but you can listen us. What are the advantages of the metaverse for you?
It's bad. No, I have get out in the back. Can be.
Okay, okay. So Claudio,
Okay.
can you answer? What are
Okay.
the advantages of the metaverse in your opinion?
Yeah. I remember that I think that was this year I watched an interview in the newspaper and talking about a surgeon that was making use the metaverse. The guy, I think in another country, was explain how to do the surgery to another doctor in a physical environment, but they was training with robots, not in a real person. So I think you in this situation was very interesting because you can. I think they was use EA too, intelligence artificial. So I think in this case to help people and help the medicine, I think it's very interesting.
Yes, I've watched one video on YouTube exactly about it. The doctors using the robots. It's like a VR glasses too, but it's so bigger, right? And to control the robots and the patients. Uh, that's it. I think it's one possibility of use this kind of technology to help the society. And what about you, Robert?
Yes, some cases. For example, I have fear to fly. You can use this for with other people together in the simulate. It maybe
To therapy,
because
right?
yes, because you can modeling environment much more realistic for this,
Yeah.
and use for people's like me. And
Yeah.
sometimes you can use it for you need to buy an apartment. Use this for you live in São Paulo, but your new apartment is in BH, for example. You can use a VR and metaverse for this.
Yes. As you
Yeah.
said, it for simulation, I think for simulators, I think it's a good
Yes,
example of how to
and
use.
of course, and in university for learning whatever, maybe.
Yes, I think here to use for you get your driving license. All right, you can simulate the real traffic, for example.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
one kind of thing that you can use in this case.
Yes. Today you have the strongest hardware for this. Flight simulator is a big example for this. It's perfect. The graphics is perfect.
I play just at the computer flight simulator, and the graphics, it's so impressive.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to the question 4. So, Claudio, the internet is already decreasing social relationships. Do you believe that the metaverse would contribute to the increase of relationships, even if online, or does it contribute to the digital divide?
It's a hard question because we stop to think about in Japan, they already start to have a relationship with a digital woman and toys or whatever. But I don't know, internet helps a lot because it's easy to meet someone with TikTok and another apps. But the another hand, I think everything's to become to be it's easy to get in a relationship, then anyone more want to meet someone deeply. So I think the internet it's it's good, but I think in the future we will have a lot of troubles because of the internet and mental health too, unfortunately.
Yes, exactly. And what about you, Bruno? What do you think? The metaverse
So
will help us in our relationships?
I think yeah, we uh, another technology. I think it will will be great. Like I said before, I think any technology, new technology, have the good opportunity, and you create this place for for this functionality. I think yeah, in the future.
Yes. And what about you, Robert?
It's a problem for some peoples, shine peoples, for example, to meet new peoples alive in the
Yeah,
future. It's
that's true.
maybe it's a big problem. And how can I say um, for how can I say abuso sexual sometimes
Yeah,
is a big problem in the future. Of course, you can uh, you can falling this people, but it's a big problem. Maybe I don't know.
yes, that's true. Uh, I think everybody have answered. Diego, I don't know. Everybody?
No, for me, I agree with everything that they say. There are good points, but I think that it's more dangerous than uh, good things. And I don't want metaverse in general, I think.
Yes. For me, uh, as the social medias, the metaverse probably will decrease our social relationships because it's one more technology that we can spend time using it instead of go out. In my case, run, play soccer, or hang out with your friends. All right. If you spend more time using technology and not living the real world, probably it will decrease your social relationships. But that's it. I think everybody have answered it now. All right. So let's move on to the question 5. So Bruno, do you believe the metaverse has any other downsides? How could this affect a person's life?
Well, let me think. I don't know. I think possibly the people's uh, lost the contact with your reality. It's a possibility that I think in this moment, and like another a great example with this. It's not a metaverse, but it's like it's the movie Avatar. Have a guy that he have a deficiency in your legs, yeah, and when you prove that this experience he loved, and uh, you just live every moment for this place, for this reality, new reality, I think this is a problem. I think maybe for some people we need a special and special moments to think that about this.
Yes, that's true. And what about you, Diego? What do you think?
Well, I think that the downside in the metaverse in general is the price in the first place, in the first topic, maybe because it's not affordable and it gets very difficult that people know what happened there. And the second, maybe the problem that live mean experience in your life in the fake world. Maybe for me it's a big problem for us. Our time in this using computers in general, and this is another place to spend more time, and I don't know where we go with this kind of thing.
Yes. In my case, I some other downsides. I think of the metaverse. I think the first is the price. Right, you need to spend a lot of money to have these experiences, and the mental health. I think Robert have said this because when I think everybody here worked all the day in front of a computer, and when we spend a lot of time using technology, the computer or the smartphone, it affects our emotions. All right, we need to go out to refresh our mind a little bit. So I think this is two downsides of the metaverse, but we have these downsides too. I mean, if you use the computer or the mobile phones in different ways, all right. And what about you, Claudio? What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, when people start to spend more time in the virtual life than real life. So, like you said, we will work almost the people around the world. Of course, there are people that need to. There are specific jobs that you need to hands-on, but the most of the work in the world you spend all day long in front of a computer or on some screen. And I think and then you can put a glass in your face and spend more time. I think it's not good for mental health and your healthy and the people that you love that it's around you. So I think there is a lot disadvantage to metaverse.
Yes. Here we are in the front of a screen. We are seeing the screen, but we are seeing the real world, all right, as my house. But when
Yeah.
we put a glass in our face, we don't see everything. We just see the fake world, all right, the virtual world, and I think it's a big problem for the mental health, in my opinion. But what
Because,
about you, Robert? No, go ahead, Claude. Go ahead.
oh, sorry, Robert, because I think the people will start to have a relationship inside the metaverse also, because you start to become something crazy, because, oh, I need to see my girlfriend or my boyfriend. Put your glass and spend hours and hours in a virtual world. So I think it's something crazy in the future.
Yeah, I don't like to imagine this. I think it will be a big problem. But what about you, Robert? What is your opinion?
Yes, for social media addicted, this increase the problem in the future, In the future, no. Today, metaverse
Right now, all right.
Is now. For me, it's a big problem. It's a social media addicts,
Yes.
That's it.
And if you become addicted to the metaverse, it will be a big problem too. So that's it. Let's move on to the question 6. So, Diego, do you think the metaverse can be useful in some aspect of your daily life? Or would you be frequent user of the metaverse?
No, like Robert said, maybe a possibility is, for example, if I'm looking for a new apartment and I have to know how is inside there with the most reality, it can be useful for me maybe. And I don't know. I see once an application that you can see, like example, if you buy a T-shirt, for example, you can see how this fits you, the metaverse, and how is this kind of the experience maybe before in the real life, and kind of anticipate, I don't know, the experience. It can be a good way.
Yes. And what about you, Claudio? What do you think?
Yeah, Robert bring to us a good point of view. Like if you have scared about something, like scared to fly, scared to
An animal, spider.
animal or a bug or something like that. You can face this in metaverse, then you can try it in the real world. And I think it's maybe can help to practice some sports like running in front of a big screen, and you can imagine that you are in some good place that you like running and listen music. So I think to help and to leave behind some fear that you have to face in the real world.
Yes, I agree. If you use to simulate some some scenarios. We can use it for the therapy, for example, as Robert said. But I don't think that the metaverse will change the way that we buy something on the internet, for example, as we do at the computer. Here in my city, for example, it's easier to find malls, shoppings that we can enter on the mall or the shopping, and we see some simulator of the roller coaster using a VR, for example, in the malls. And I think that's the probably the most used of the metaverse. It's to simulate some scenarios or some environments and help people try to control the emotion in these situations, as Robert said, at the simulators. And what about you, Robert?
Number
The number 6. Do you think the metaverse can be useful in some aspect of your daily life?
5, 6.
6, yeah.
Six. Yes. And man, metaverse so boring for me, man. Maybe not. I have, of course, I have kids maybe for learning about the body, you know, and some subjects in high school, you know. Maybe this. I of course. I like metaverse, so I like to work in metaverse, but maybe in the future this is more interest for me, you know.
Yes.
Because you need hardware, you need hardware and tools and places for this, you know.
Yes, exactly. It's not accessible to all people.
Yes.
And what about you, Bruno?
So we talk about the question 6, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So in my daily life, I think maybe you can learn with another peoples in the same place in the metaverse. It's a great experience for me, I think. And you know another peoples, I think it's great because some of you don't have opportunity. You leave your place or your house or something. You know new persons in another country. Yeah, I think it's great too. Uh, I think in my mind, I think that is it. But have others, yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's it. So let's come in the future here again to talk if we changed our opinion about the metaverse. But that's it. We unfortunately haven't more time to discuss about the other questions, but in other moments we can talk more about the metaverse. All right. So before we finish, I will share a survey link. So please give me your feedback about this meeting, all right, about this topic. And you can share some other topics that you would like to talk in the next weeks, all right? I think that's it. If you wanna have access to these questions before the meetings with the pro plan, you have this opportunity, all right? And that's it. I really loved to talk with all of you, and I would like to meet all of you at the next week here on Talk and Talk for we talk about technology. All right. So
Okay.
that's it. I hope.
Thank
I
you,
hope
man.
to see all of you.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you, all of you, and I hope to see all of you at the next week. All right.
Thank
All
you,
right,
guys.
thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Valeu.